Welcome back to the final part for your desktop organizer. So we're going to go through and just continue on with our technical drawings and how we can add in new sheets, and then we're also going to do our little presentation video at the end where we can create a small video on our desktop organizer as well. So before I do anything else, what I want to do is actually change this format. So you can actually put this in to this title block rather than just having text on the outside that you move around. So if you were just doing one small technical drawing, that's the easiest way to do it. But what I'm going to do is show you how we can, so I'm just going to go through and delete these two, how we can actually add these into the title blocks so it actually transfers across to our new sheet. So what we can do over here on the left hand side, open up our sheet, and then where it says ANSI, we're going to right click that one and we're going to go edit definition. So inside of this is just that box section. So this is where we can edit, you know, how big our sheet is, that sort of stuff as well. So again, we can just add in a text box, organizer. Let's change this to 10. Because that fit in before, and that should still fit in here. And then we're going to do another one down here. Put your name in. We could probably change this to 5, should still fit, which it does. So once we've done that, we can deselect and get our mouse back. So escape key, get our mouse back, so then we can shift this to where we want it to go, move that around, and then we can just click finish. Save, edit. Yep. So now that'll be on the bottom of this one here. So I can't move this around. They're not as easy to edit, so that's sometimes why I just put it in text and just add it over the top. But if you wanted to make these fixed in the corner, that's how you can do it. So you can just right click over here, right click over on your sheet 1 and edit that definition there as well. So that's how we do that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add in some more technical drawings. So we're just going to go a new sheet. Now, a lot of people freak out because they think they've just deleted everything they've got. What it has done has just opened up a new sheet here, and then if I double click on this one, it goes back to sheet 1, which is my original one. So I'm going to double click on sheet 2. You can rename these as well if you wanted to, but I just normally keep them sheet 1, sheet 2. So we could do main drawing if you wanted to, and then if I click on this one, so I'm just kind of clicking until it lets me do it, and I could call this my base. So you can go through and add all of your little individual parts as well if you wanted to. It'll still keep numbers 1 and 2 as you add sheets on as well. So then if I click base, I can then select my file. So I can open up my filing system. I'm just going to cut examples, desktop organizer. If I click on base, click on open, alright, I can spin this around to where I think I want a good view to be. So I think that's probably going to be the best view. It's going to show me the details, and then I just want the other side view as well. So if it's playing around a little bit, we could go like that if we wanted to, and have that around that way so we can see that a bit clearer. That's probably ideal. We don't really need that view there, and we can possibly have that one if you want. So what I'm going to do is go OK. For now, shift these around a little bit so they are a bit better of a layout. Again, I don't need that one, so I'm just going to click on this view here. So I've got that red box. Just press delete. Yes, I want to delete that view. Alright, and now I have my parts. Now if I double click on this and I change my style, it's just going to grey it out for now because it hasn't, I've only done my render or my appearance view inside my assembly, not my individual parts. Whereas if I go back to my base that I still have open here, if I highlight that now, I could change this to pine as well. Alright, and that'll change that one. So then when I save it, if I go back into my assembly drawings, it'll update that as well for me. So this is where, when you've got individual part files, we want to add in some more detail. So when it comes to doing your dimensions, we can add in, so you might stagger these dimensions as we go along. I do like to keep them in line, so you should have these really in line with each other, and we'll fix where our measurements and stuff are in a minute. All right, down here we need to know the depth for these. All right, and then we can just do the thickness of our material, our overall length, and then we just need our overall width, and that should give us all the details that we need. All right, so we've got our length, our thickness, and our width, and then we have the locations of all of these cutouts, and then we have the depth of these cutouts as well. If you wanted to, you could drag that across as well, but you can see by the technical drawing that they are the same height. So if you really wanted to, you could add that in as well, and that'll give you that same measurement. But when you've got your technical drawing, you should be able to line those up. Now, like I was saying, we can actually edit these dimensions as well. So now that I've finished with my dimension tool, I'm just going to press the escape key on my keyboard, which allows me to play around with these a little bit more. So I can actually drag this to that side, right, and line them up. Same thing here. So rather than having my two numbers overlapping, I can drag my 3 over to this side, and then my 19 over to this side, so they're not overlapping each other. So what you'd ideally do is, for each of your parts, you would go through and add in your measurements for each of those components as well. So again, if you are happy with that one there, you know, this is the overall title. If you wanted to call it base, you could change that in there as well. If you wanted to leave it like this, and then you could add in below that another little text box. Make that a little bit bigger. Let's just go 5 as well. All right, and then that can be the bit that you change as you go along. So when I go to a new sheet, or if I wanted to change this up a little bit, I can actually change this again, edit definition, move this up and out the way a little bit more so it's not in the way, update that one, and then I can shift this around or make this a bit bigger if I wanted to. So now that there's space, I could make that 10 as well, probably. All right, and that'll fit in there. So that's base part. So when I go back to my main drawing, base part will not show up on here because that's only on that second one. So you could change this, and we could add a text box in here. Main drawing, or assembly drawing if you wanted to call it. Change that to 10. So then now you've got that one in there. So you can change that as you go along. But desktop organizer will stay in there, and name will also stay in there as well. So if I wanted to, again, I could pick another part that I wanted to do. So I can go to place view, new sheet. So not main drawing 3, we want to change this one to, let's do our shelf upright. All right, and again, if I wanted to, first thing I could do, add in my text in here. So then that's written in there. And then I can go place view, base, and again, I just need to go through and search. So we're looking for my shelf upright there. Get the view that I want. You could almost do this as a 1:1 scale, It should fit nicely. Alright, move it around to where you want it. Then we can add in our dimensions. So annotate, dimension. Need to know our width. We need to know our height. So click. That one done. We need to know our thickness. And then we need to know these points. So that's 25. Again, try and get them to line up nicely. $20 there. $20 there. And then the final one we need to know is our depth of our cut for our dovetail joint as well. Now again, if I double click on this one, change it to render, it's not going to show what I want. So if I wanted to again, highlight this, hide, change the appearance, save it, and then when I go back to my drawings, it's going to update to look like pine as well. So you want to go through and do this for all of your components and just have a basic technical drawing of what each component would look like. Now, the final thing that we want to do, so if we have a look here, go File, New, we have done part files, we have done an assembly, we've done some technical drawings, and then if we scroll down to the bottom, there is also a presentation or an exploded projection view video that we can do. So we're going to click on a standard millimeter part, presentation file, and it's going to ask us to find our file. So I'm just going to quickly go in, desktop organizer. I'm going to use my assembly and open that one up. So what we can do from here is we can adjust our parts. So I'm going to go tweak components. So this is where I can grab this one. So it gives us a duration. It gives us what we want to do, move or rotate it. So I'm just going to shift that one up. All right, it's going to give us a distance and it's going to say 2.5 seconds. You can click the OK button, or we can then click the next one. And what that does down here is our storyboard, is it shows that it has added that on there as well. So this component here might go out for 2.5 seconds. This one here might go up for 2.5 seconds. We might drag our base down, and then our stopper might go out. So that's all I've done for there. If I wanted to, I could rotate stuff as well. So I could click on my base, I could rotate this one, and I could just say it's going to rotate 360 degrees, if I can get it there. And again, it's going to be 2.5 seconds. So that's going to add that in there. Now, if I click OK, what that has just done, created a 15-second short video. So if I play it backwards, it just moves all of my components the way that I've instructed it to do so. So this is just a short 15-second video using the tools inside of here. You can make it go crazy. You can do all sorts of different bits and pieces as well. But this is just a really simple presentation tool that you can use. There's other different things you can zoom in and out. You can change all that sort of stuff. But for now, this is just a little introduction to how you can create a small video. Now, what I do want to do is hide trail segments. I don't know if I might be able to do this. Oh. Hide full trails. So now that makes sure that those lines disappear. So if you publish this video, it would actually have all those blue lines in it, which is not what we want. So I'm just going to leave it like this. And I'm quite happy with that. and then we just go publish video. I want to reverse it. Current document window size, which is fine. And I'm going to change my location file. I want to put this in with all of my other bits and pieces. So I'm going to make sure I've got it in my desktop organizer, video, desktop organizer, select file. Oh, come on, select file. There we go. So it's going to save into that one, and then we can change this to desktop organizer video. So that's your file name, and it's going to put it into where all my other stuff is as well. Windows movie viewer is fine, and then I'm just going to click OK. And what that'll do is it'll go through and publish this as a short video. So we'll just let this go through the process. So again, in this video, we've just gone through and done our technical drawings for our little part files. You want to go through and do one for each of your parts and finish them off. And then you've got this little presentation section as well. So it just says it's finished, it's all done. You just need to find where you've saved it. So this is where you really need to make sure that your file location is in the correct spot, because if it's not, you won't be able to find it. But I should be able to go back into my examples, desktop organizer, and in this folder, there should be a desktop organizer video. So when I open this one up, this will just show me my short little video on my desktop organizer assembly. So if you have then done all of that, that is fantastic. You have gone through and created all parts within Autodesk Inventor. So you've done, you've done your part files, you've done all your assemblies, you've done your technical drawings, and you've also done your presentation. So this was the final video on the desktop organizer and how to complete all of your components. So I will see you on the next task.